With Isabella's past coming back to haunt her and word of Megan's pregnancy becoming headline news, all the secrets these girls have been keeping are starting to come out. We finally started getting some answers in this latest episode of Cruel Summer, but don't worry, they still threw a last-second twist at us to keep us talking and theorizing until the next episode. We open in summer 1999 with Isabella once again writing to Lisa, talking about how close she's gotten with Megan while wishing Lisa was there. We jump over to Megan at work as she's cashing out Ned with his carry-out order. She made sure to include extra mustard, prompting Ned to tip her $20 because she knows him so well. Isabella makes a face, calling Ned Captain Cray Cray when asking if he was hitting on Megan, which she assures her he wasn't. Side note, there's definitely something going on with Ned and Megan because 1, he tips her $20 for his carryout, and 2, he's confirmed to be C. Babbage that was messaging Megan about coding. On the drive home, Isabella asks Megan how it's going with Jeff and ends up asking again if Megan has feelings for Luke, and again, Megan says no. When they get back to the house, they find an unexpected guest has shown up. Trevor, older brother to the infamous Lisa. His arrival makes Isabella uneasy as he brings with him an intimidating energy and criticism of her new small-town Americana vibe. Megan suggests Isabella brings Trevor to Christmas in July, which Isabella clearly doesn't want to do, but she has no choice given whatever it is Trevor knows about her. During the tense hangout, Trevor realizes Isabella has completely changed who she is and what she likes, and he's taken aback when he finds out she still drinks after what happened last winter. Of course, this causes Luke to ask what happened last winter, and Isabella explains that she got so drunk that she got arrested for public intoxication and urinating in a park. She prompts Trevor to confirm her story, and he does before pulling her away to talk privately. They walk off to talk, and we find out that Isabella and Trevor had a secret relationship, which they both regret keeping from Lisa and wish they had done differently. But one night, something happened involving Isabella, something that the police still have questions about, and her parents tried to keep quiet by sending her away. Isabella apologizes to Trevor, tells him he's the only one she wanted to talk to and she loves him before kissing him, but he stops her and says, "I love you won't cut it this time." So Isabella turns it off and tells him he should leave. Of course, Megan saw the kiss, but Isabella spins it, saying Trevor was saying goodbye and got carried away. In comes Luke to whisk Isabella away to the cabin where they hook up. Luke is a little weird about it being his first time, but not being Isabella's, and he drops a Matrix reference, which Isabella comments on, saying Megan loves that movie. She heads back to the house where Megan finally admits to her that she has feelings for Luke, making a Matrix reference of her own, causing Isabella to immediately decide she's not really looking for a relationship right now, and proclaim that Megan and Luke are soulmate territory, basically encouraging her to go for it with Luke. Skipping ahead to December 1999, it's Christmas morning and the girls exchange Christmas gifts. Megan got Isabella a homemade, thoughtful scrapbook, and Isabella, who knows that Megan is insecure about their class differences, bought her an expensive computer monitor. Megan says she's going to go set up the monitor and heads upstairs where she hacks into the school to change her grade. We knew she was going to do it, but is this what later gets her in trouble for suspected fraud? Isabella comes upstairs to try and make plans with Megan, thinking they would spend Christmas together, but Megan says she's picked up a shift at work. Isabella spots a present and asks if Megan's going to see Luke, but she says they didn't make any plans either. When Megan leaves for quote-unquote work, Isabella follows her and finds that she's actually meeting up with Ned, the mustard coater gun neighbor guy, and giving him the present that Isabella had thought was for Luke. Megan heads inside with Ned, and Isabella heads back to the house and calls over Luke to express her concerns about Megan and what's been going on with her. Megan comes home and isn't too happy to see Luke and Isabella were home alone, but when Isabella asks how her shift was, she said it was pretty good, maintaining the lie that she had gone to work. When Isabella heads back to the trailer, she finds Debbie looking through all of her letters to Lisa. Debbie asks why she hasn't sent them, and Isabella says Lisa's traveling, so she's waiting until she gets home to send them all at once. Later that night, Isabella pops into the house for a cookie, and Megan finally shows her the smallest bit of friendliness, but they both seem so sad. Guys, it's Christmas. Cheer up. But finally, we're on to July 2000, where we see that Megan's pregnancy, leaked by Isabella's lawyer, has made front-page news in connection with Luke's murder investigation. Isabella apologizes to Megan, saying her lawyer went rogue, but Megan says it's pretty funny that the news took the attention away from her money being at the cabin. Isabella tells Megan that ride or die still means something to her, and Megan calls bullshit. Isabella explains that they're tied in this together because the more they find out about Megan on the night Luke disappeared, the more they find out about her. When Isabella says she hasn't given up on their friendship, Megan calls her delusional and leaves to find her mom, telling her she needs to stop being neutral and take her side and make Isabella leave. Debbie does, and when she tells Isabella that it would be best for her to live somewhere else while this situation plays out, Isabella acts like she's one step ahead of her, saying she's already packed and has Parker on her way over to pick her up. But then she heads back to the trailer, crying as she shoves her clothes into suitcases. The episode ends with Megan getting a letter from Trevor saying he knew Megan didn't know the full truth about Isabella and he should have told her sooner, but now that he's heard about Luke, he needed to reach out. With the letter, he sent a news clipping about Lisa's death, revealing that she had drowned. Another week, another major secret exposed before cutting the credits. This week's episode gave us a lot more to work with. I think it was much better than episode 4. So what did we learn? Lisa is confirmed to have died in St. Bart's last winter. Specifically, she drowned, and presumably she was with Isabella. Isabella has to be responsible for Lisa's death in some way, which is why her parents sent her away and enlisted the help of Rebecca to keep the situation quiet. Isabella has very much changed from just a year ago, quickly adapting her identity and interests to fit in with her new friend group. She's good at putting up a facade, hiding how she's feeling, and coming up with a quick lie. Whatever happened with Lisa, Trevor doesn't seem like he thinks Isabella is responsible for it, or else I think he'd be more upset with her, although he might be starting to doubt her innocence now that police have been asking questions about that night in St. Bart's. In regard to the investigation, focus has shifted from Isabella and her purse full of money being found at the cabin to Megan and her secret pregnancy. But it won't be long before everyone knows about Isabella's connection to Lisa and her suspiciously familiar cause of death. I have a few theories for the second half of the season. First, I think Ned and Megan have like a mentor-student dynamic with a little bit of father-daughter vibes. I don't think Ned is Megan's biological father, but I think he could be a little bit of a father figure to her. Also a teacher since they're both into coding. Second, maybe Isabella is worried there's a tape of her and Luke from when they slept together at the cabin because she later lies to Megan about having slept with him at all. When Megan does get together with Luke, she might think the first time they sleep together is both of their first times, and Isabella just doesn't want her to find out the truth and ruin that for her. Third, I think we're going to see more of Parker's involvement in the next episode. If Isabella goes to stay with her in summer of 2000, that might give us some Parker scenes in the July and December 99 timelines, and I have this weird thought that Isabella and Parker get closer in winter of 1999 when Megan is acting distant and the two of them team up and get revenge on Brent. I can't believe we're only halfway through the season. So much has happened, but I still have so many questions. What are you thinking about this season, and what theories do you have for the second half? Let me know down in the comments. Be sure to like and subscribe. Please and thank you. Bye.